All right, guys, so we're seeing more and more disturbing economic data that's coming out. And, there's already been so many signs that we are not in good shape, but this makes it even worse. So take a look at this. Adam Cochran says the following. Breakdown of the Black Friday data tells us the consumer is weakening. 95% of sales volume was financed. 67% of that intends not to pay off within 30 days. Roughly $1 billion was spent using BNPL, that's buy now, pay later models, which are the worst debt. This points to a really unhealthy economy. So he says, notable that Black Friday sales data shows a 9.1% increase spend from last year, but that's a 1% in total item volume from a minus 1% in total item volume from last year. So in other words, they spent more, but they actually bought less stuff. It's just that stuff costs more. Prices are plus 7% higher. Consumers bought on average 4.1% fewer items and an 11% increase on buy now, pay later use. Klarna specifics use up 45% by volume since last year. Klarna, again, is a buy now, pay later thing. It's like financing groceries, financing like Christmas gifts. That's what people are doing now. That's what they're doing. Meaning roughly 11% of all Black Friday spending was financed through BNPL, buy now, pay later, and 84% of all purchases were financed by credit cards, where 67% of those consumers expect to not pay the full balance in the first month. That is terrifying. So overall, a total of 95% of Black Friday shopping, $11.2 billion, was financed, and 67% was financed on debt that consumers do not expect to be able to pay in the next 30 days. This is the sign of a weakening and stretched consumer. And by the way, just to put that in perspective for you, usually the amount financed is a lot less than that. And obviously, usually nobody's doing buy now, pay later on stuff like this, usually. But now they are. But now they fucking are. So how about this one? 25% of buy now, pay later users are now relying on it to finance groceries. Groceries. Unusual Whale says, buy now, pay later usage surges this Black Friday, rising 9% overall, with adoption especially strong among younger consumers. 41% of shoppers aged 16 to 20 use buy now, pay later, and younger millennials increased their usage by an astonishing 87% compared with last year. Higher income households are leaning in as well, with 38% of those earnings over $100,000 using buy now, pay later services. Notably, the trend is expanding beyond discretionary items. 25% of buy now, pay later users are now relying on it to finance groceries, per Reuters. This can't continue, man. People they're stretched too thin. Nobody's making any fucking money and everything's too fucking expensive. That's the takeaway. It's really that simple. Nobody's making any money and things are way too fucking expensive. This is what you get when you do a stupid trade war, Trump. This is what you get. When you do your fucking dumbass tariffs, inflation skyrockets, unemployment goes up, people are struggling, they still got to try to find a way to pay for Christmas. Imagine what the economy is going to look like after the holidays, right? Imagine. Because this is a nightmare. Like, okay, spending is up, but people are still struggling, and they're fucking financing everything. Another thing that's gone up, remember, is delinquencies for student loan debt, because now people are not paying on their student loans anymore, but they have to by law, and so they're not, and so their delinquencies are skyrocketing. Like, this is all going to come to a head at some point, bro. This is all going to come to a head at some point, and I don't think people realize how ugly it's going to be. Credit card debt is through the roof. People aren't paying their student loan debt now. Buy now, pay later for fucking groceries is I mean, so you're going to have to pay interest, which means they can't afford the groceries, which, what? What are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to do with this? We're just begging for a depression. That's what's happening. How about this? UPS mass layoffs as 48,000 jobs cut. Now, this was from October 28th, but there was a new round of layoffs I believe it was like 500 or 600 people were laid off just the other day. And that shows you how really screwed everything is, because this is the heart of the holiday season now, y'all. The heart of the holiday season, and UPS is laying people off. UPS. It should be like their boom season, right? Like, what the fuck's, again, what's going to happen after the holidays? That's my question for you. And then also, the U.S. economy lost 32,000 jobs in November, ADP data. So, as you all know, Trump is desperately trying to hide all of this data. He brought in his fucking political hack lackey to, rig the numbers and, hey, don't release as many reports as we used to. Let's try to dig them. Let's try to hide them. We upgraded it and we don't need to release them as often as we used to. They're doing that because they know everything is ugly. But we're still getting, drip of information, and we're realizing 32,000 jobs in November gone. Again, this is the holiday season. This is normally when you get an uptick in even just seasonal hirings. For us to be losing jobs now is just a nightmare. It is a nightmare. So get ready, man. Get ready, because the pain is on the way. And I think everybody knows the pain is on the way. Everybody's currently feeling it. And this is all at the same time. There's been a 32% decrease in entry-level jobs. Why? Because ChatGPT. So fewer entry-level jobs, which means what are people supposed to do? They're destroying the social safety net. At the same time, they're taking away the entry-level jobs. Gee, what could go wrong? And then that's just the beginning. Obviously, the long-term goal is for AI to replace fucking everybody's job. But then, like, what do people do? How do they eat? How do they live? We're already at the point where people are financing groceries, right? At the same time, Trump is kicking 17 million people off Medicaid and freezing the food stamps and freezing 94 million pounds of food aid from going to food banks. It's a catastrophe. That's the only way to describe this. All right, guys, that's the show, y'all. I love y'all very much. Thank you, as always, for listening to me run my mouth. I appreciate it. You guys can subscribe to the channel. It helps out big time. You can also support the show on Patreon. That link is below. You can sign up for Crystal Kyle and Friends on Substack. And go sub to Corn's World, the YouTube channel, where we do live Kyle and Corns every Monday night, usually 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. All right, I love you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Everybody have an awesome rest of your day. Peace. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.